Alright everybody, hello and welcome. As always, I am Sean. This is In The Mix, episode 135 of the FC Isle of Man series. Happy Friday, wherever in the world you happen to be watching from. And I don't know if you're aware of this, but 2020 has been kind of mental, so I hope wherever in the world you are watching from, you're staying safe, out of the chaos, all the craziness that has come into the world lately. I know it's definitely been a long-ass week for me, but thankfully we've got Isle of Man to travel to take the edge off a little bit, enjoy our Friday night, and hopefully secure European knockout football for the first time in our history. We're going to jump straight in now, have a look at how we've done over the last couple of games. So first we're starting off with the squad, mainly because we've had a few knocks and things like that throughout the course of the season that have kind of played into some of the results we've got, so it's important to call those out first. Larry Ortiz and Neil Peacock both been out for a good few weeks. Neil Peacock just cannot get fit this season, and I'm kind of starting to get to that point where maybe if another side comes in for him, maybe one of the bigger English teams comes in to try and buy him and we can get profit on the 70 million we paid a few seasons ago, like maybe around 100 million. If we could get that, I think I might take it 4 seasons down the track. He of course just had a phenomenal World Cup, but he just can't seem to get himself fit. Like, his medical report from this season is just awful so far. Like, we're in 2034 and he's pretty much spent the majority of the season to date in with the physio or at the hospital or whatever else, and he's got 2 separate knocks at the moment, which is just ridiculous. Elsewhere, we had Arnaud Henry out for a little while. He's back now, which is fantastic for us. David Lind had a little spell out of the side. Osorio picked up a knock for a bit. Fontana picked up a knock for a bit. So we've had different players in and out, which kind of feeds into the way our results have gone over the last month or so. A little bit inconsistent. But of course, in yesterday's episode, if you didn't go and check that one out, we beat Everton 2-0 in a very good performance. João Moutinho subsequently sacked after that game. And then we drew 1-1 with Fulham, which is probably 2 points lost if I'm being honest, but we did lose a man, Estefano Osorio, getting sent off in the 51st minute. And despite being down to 10 men, we did find an equaliser, Pablo Rivera continuing his fantastic season. We then beat Slavia Prague 4-1 in a very straightforward Europa League Group F match, really the first one where we had quite a few different players injured and out. It is where Neil Peacock picked up his most recent injury. And that made it really difficult for us against Arsenal. We were missing quite a few first team regulars in this lineup, with injuries, with suspensions, with whatever else. And Arsenal weren't great, I'm not going to lie. They had 2 long balls over the top. Sokolenko got in the end of both. And we fell to a 2-0 defeat at home, which is a bit frustrating, but that's fine. These things happen. We did manage to turn it around, though. A couple of players getting back into form and fitness. Elliot Bloor back in the team. Jimmy Winter doing well. Really probably the best performance I think we've had out of him in probably about 2 years of first-team football at a Premier Division level. And Pablo Rivera, again, with a hat-trick to get us back on track in the Premier Division. It does mean we're in a unique position today. We're going to have our Europa League Group F match against Rapid Vienna. They are still an outside chance to make it out of the group if they beat us convincingly and Bilbao lose to Slavia Prague. I don't think that's going to happen, and we are going to go out to try and beat them. We want to try and finish the group undefeated if we can. And then also a fixture against Southampton, who were last season's fairy tale story, making a pretty concerted title push. It's always difficult against this Manchester United side, which is phenomenal, but they were up around 2nd or 3rd for a long part of the season. They have had Champions League football as well this year, which I think is why they've dropped down as low as 10th as things currently stand. So it leaves us in 7th, 29 points. We are only really a game behind the top sides looking for both Champions League and Europa League football. We want to try and make Europa League if we can. But realistically, we're only 3 points behind like the likes of Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Newcastle. Like, we're a game away from leapfrogging quite a few of those teams. And I think that's why you can kind of see this like little yo-yo shape where we're moving between 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th quite regularly throughout the season thus far. Teams are just trading wins back and forth, and how it looks now might be very different to how it actually looks at the end of this weekend's fixtures. United have dropped a couple of points. They lost 2-1 to Tottenham a few games ago. They've also had 2 draws against West Ham and Chelsea, which has allowed Liverpool to get a little bit closer to them. Only 1 game behind now, but again, I think this United side is on another level to everybody else in the division. It would be very surprising if they don't actually win the title this season, but anything can happen. Alright, just like that, we're a couple of hours further ahead for the game against Rapid Vienna. It's a very interesting Rapid Vienna lineup. I'll go through them first. They've still got Marcus Paulo playing for them at the number 10, 33 years of age. Comes through at, I think that's Fluminense, and he's been at Valencia for a good few seasons before joining Rapid Vienna at the start of last year. Only 2-star current ability, so he is dropping off quite a bit late in his career. And they've also randomly got Marcus Rashford playing in central midfield, which is just wild for me. Obviously physically dropped off quite a bit. He's 37 years of age now, but still going. Still got some good technical attributes, still got some decent mental attributes as well. He's had quite the career, 165 caps for England and 55 goals. He was at United pretty much all the way through up until 2029, where he joined Chelsea for 2 seasons. Played a couple of games for them, but nothing jumping out dramatically at me. Then he went to Newcastle, then Red Bull Salzburg on a free, and now at Rapid Vienna on a free as well, where he's having not a terrible season, 7.23 average rating. It's a shame I can't sort by average rating. It looks like his best year might have been back in 2022-23, where he got a 7.59 average rating and scored 16 goals. His most prolific goal scoring campaign, 2025, where he scored 23 goals in 33 appearances. Another very good season for him as well. Always interesting to see how the best players in the world actually turn out in everybody's different saves. We're, of course, going with Mancini in goal, Mokhtar and Esteban as the defensive partnership, Carlos Andre at left wing back, who's progressing very well this season, it must be said, Fontana at right wing back, Lind will anchor midfield alongside our star, I know, Henry. It's good to have him back and in full fitness. Lil Barbosa will play at the 10 with Blore on the left wing, Winter on the right, and Rivera leading the line up top. Blore been a bit of a smoky this season. No longer wonderkid status, but progressing quite nicely. He's already up to 3.5 star current ability, which is really, really good for a guy who hasn't played all that much football, really, for the last 2 seasons. I think that we've had him. We have used him as a backup in that position. And the £30 million we paid for him is actually fully paid off this year. So anything we get back or can get back in the transfer market at the end of the year will be very interesting. Passionately, we're going to say great opportunity to show all the pundits their right to back you up, and everyone's responded positively, which is always great to see. Really, we are, as long as we don't lose this one, guaranteed top finish in the division, given our better head-to-head record with Athletic Bilbao. First highlight here, though, is for Vienna. They haven't been destroyed by anyone in the division, including ourselves and Bilbao. So they're not a terrible team, but they also haven't really won that many games either. Barbosa's coming forward now, and he's got himself beyond the defence in the wide left area. It's a good save from Tosane. I think is how you'd pronounce that. The Vienna goalkeeper puts it out for the corner. Barbosa's going to take now, and he looks towards the middle of the central area, but no one get doing. And Ammerman turns and plays it away for Vienna on halfway. I know Henry nearly wins it back, but then Ammerman recovers, and I don't know why we've been shown that, because it wasn't really anything that couldn't have been cut away from. But good to see early doors, getting in behind, getting some distance in behind the defence. We are in our attacking structure. We'll keep an eye on that as the game continues. Looking to send Rivera into the channel here, starting with a very deep highlight on our side. He's gone back stick, but it's cleared away. Winter recovers possession and gets a strike away. It was a good save from Sassani again, but can only push it against the crossbar before the defence clears it away. Henry deep for a kick towards Blore, who's again hit the crossbar. This might be one of those frustrating matches where we continue to test the woodwork. We use our get creative shout. Everyone's so far doing well. We just need to find that breakthrough goal. In the other match, it looks like Prague are drawing with Bilbao at the moment. Henry, deep ball across towards Rivera. Rashford clears it away, but Linda's going to recover. Sends it out wide right to Fontana. Back to Fontana again, and Lind. This is where we kind of do pretty well with the little vertical tiki-taka, playing it between the two midfield deep lying playmakers, making their midfield commit a little bit higher at the park, hopefully buying some space and some time for the wide players to overlap. Esteban all the way back to Mancini. One striker goes to the ball now, Mokhtar. Now let's move it out to the left-hand side, boys. Henry sends it out for Blore, who does very well, brings it down in traffic. Finds a nice little reverse pass to Rivera, but the finish didn't have that much on it. Sassane, again, a good save. Saves down and well to his left-hand side. Or right-hand side, I don't know. All right, half-time called. They've had 1 shot, none on target, 43% possession. For us, 10 shots, 7 on target, 57% of the ball. I don't want to panic. I want to say assertively, we're the better team. Just keep doing what you're doing. We'll be fine. And we're also going to tell Rivera that he has the ability to make the difference for us. We do want to try and get the win. It would be nice to finish the group, top of the group, and undefeated throughout the group stage. And I think that does boost our coefficient a little bit, the amount of wins we get in a season. Henry with a free kick from wide area. Sassane again gets across with a good save. We'll have a corner here. It's going to be Blore to work the short routine with Lind. But into Blore now. Cut back to Winter, edge of the area. There's one more cut back there. Instead he goes wider to Blind. Now, Henry, Mokhtar, Lind again. Henry, are we going to actually work anything? No, we're not. The highlight just comes to an end again. All right, we're through the hour mark now. What we might do is, we're struggling to break him down a little bit, I guess. So we'll switch back to positive. We'll play a little bit deeper. It looks like Carlos Andre's got a knock, so we'll bring on Mejdu at left wing back. It looks like Barbosa's also struggling, so we'll give Osorio what is probably like his 15th or 16th chance of the season thus far. And then we might also use Passionately, I have faith in you, make a difference. And Old Faithful, after an hour, get creative shout. We really just need 1 goal. It might even be that Bilbao's losing their other match. Oh no, it's a draw because we beat them. Wide left ball here for Vienna. Algayer, the left back, overlapping. Into Rubio, strike from the edge of the area. Mancini does well, saves and holds. We're going to see that stupid highlight where it tells us did it cross the line or not, because I don't really care. All right, 10 minutes remain, and we're struggling to try and break them down here. We might go back to attacking just for the last 10 minutes. Why the hell not? As far as average ratings go, Jimmy Winter not having the greatest game. Again, not playing poorly, just not having the greatest game. We'll bring on Scott Phillips for Rivera and mix it up a little bit up top. Let's assertively tell him, I have faith in you, get out there, make a difference. And we're also going to use our demand more shout with about 10 minutes remaining in the half. Not the most enthralling contest that we've ever seen. And we're getting towards injury time now. We do have a deep throw in here. Mejdu to take. Finds Henry. Switch over towards Winter. Good first time ball into Phillips. Henry now to Blore. He's got the overlap on the left if he can find Mejdu. Can he get a good ball into the box? Phillips is great out of the air, cuts it back to Osorio, it's pinballing around, and Osorio, first goal of the season for the man we bought from Juventus for big money during the off-season. His very first goal for the club, and he needed 2 bites of the cherry. We'll check it out here in 3 dimensions. He either tried to pass it to Phillips, or wide open inside the 6-yard box, he scuffed a shot right into the defender. Good ball across from Osorio, side foots it into the defender, and then, yeah, hits it like the outside of his left foot into the side netting. I'm going to take it as a goal and potentially a winning goal, but he hasn't quite worked out the way that we wanted him to, the Colombian number 10. 5 minutes of additional time to be added on here, and we're through most of that now as the referee calls full time. So a good 1-0 win, 5 shots, 2 on target, 43% possession for Vienna, 15 shots, 10 on target, 57% for Isle of Man. Passionately, we're going to say, good win for us, boys. Well done. And it does guarantee ourselves the top of the group finish and a seeding for the knockout round. Now, the knockout round itself, what am I looking for? I've got to go into the calendar. The knockout round, I think, actually is drawn around here before our Carabao Cup quarterfinal, but after the game against Southampton. So we'll play that Southampton game first, and then hopefully, if it comes up, we will go and watch the draw to finish off today's episode. Osorio gets himself the Man of the Match award with that late goal, which is good for him. And hopefully good for maybe him hitting some form in the second half of the season. Given that we do have now an away trip to Southampton, I think I'm also going to use a rest day. So everyone that started, we're just going to give them training, rest, 1 day, just to hopefully get a little bit of a spike to their condition so that we're ready to go for the match against Southampton. And then tactically, I think instead of going attacking, we're going to go positive just from the start, play a little bit deeper away from home at the stadium. Is it still St. Mary's? I nearly said Stadium a lot, but that's not the right one at all. And I don't want Southampton fans going at me in the comments. Yeah, it is St. Mary's. I've got to be more confident in myself. You can see here, superb training facilities, state-of-the-art data analysis facilities, superb youth facilities. We'll have a look at ours. What's ours by comparison? We're up to good training, good data analysis, and good youth facilities. We need to try and continue that investment, which is easier said than done because our finances are a bit wrecked. Some of the transfer stuff I've done, paying like fees over 3-year periods, we're starting to feel the pinch with that sort of stuff at the moment. £96 million in debt, but we should hopefully finish the season back up in profit, which is what happened last year as well. Regardless, magic ready. We're going to jump forward and look at the 2 lineups against Southampton now. Right, just like that, we're a couple of days further ahead. Now, we have made 2 changes. Osorio, we'll give him a start. Lua Barbosa hasn't had the greatest run of form, so he can drop down to the bench, and we'll see if Osorio can kick on from his match-winning goal against Vienna. And Medjugorje comes in at left-back as well. Carlos Andres knock. I'm just not going to force it through. He is still our first choice left back, but really, like, we've got that many games coming up throughout the course of December. I don't really want to have too many players out injured. The other man, welcome back. Larry Ortiz heads back to the bench. Not quite ready for full 90 minutes, so we might look to try and bring him on with about 30 minutes remaining. And he has just turned 20 at the start of December. We really want to see him try and get some of this current ability up towards 3.5, 4 stars by the end of the season. Otherwise, he's at risk of not fulfilling his incredible potential. Having said that though, he's had a good year, like 6.87 in the Premier Division, 7.38 in the Europa League. Definitely contributing as much as he can. Assertively, we're going to say, great opportunity to show the pundits they've been right to back you up. Southampton are down in 10th. We know they haven't played as well as they can throughout the course of this season. But these are the sort of games where we really need to start distancing ourselves from the rest of the league and kind of confirming ourselves as being a top 7 side, I should say, in and around those European spots. Ball is with Southampton here, though. Send it out right to Suleimani. Bloor with a good tackle. And now Osorio, chance to get Rivera in behind. Does very well to control the ball. And then it is cleared away. Corner now for Southampton. Descamps to take. Mokhtar with an excellent header away and finds Winter in transition. Long ball forward for Rivera, but it's tied up well by Hippolito, who is a very good defender. Ralph Roos here as well is kind of like the next Matthijs de Ligt, or Matthijs de Ligt. I don't know how you actually pronounce his first name, but a very good 20-year-old Dutch central defender. And he is starting for the Dutch national side as well as the Southampton team. Suleimani's cut it back. Mokhtar with an excellent clearance. Gets it away deep. Don't both press. Oh, Rivera's done very well to win it back in a good area. We talked about Roos in the build-up, and he's given away possession there. And Rivera finds the finish. That little Mexican man up top has done pretty much everything there on his own. It was an excellent clearance from Mokhtar, to be fair. But Roos just overplays it. Gets caught in possession. Takes a little touch. And then Rivera has a lot to do. He's wide left area, which does favour him, being a left-footed player. Gets to a good area. Keeper comes out, and then he just smashes it near post as hard as he can. Roos can't recover in time, and we take a 1-goal advantage 15 minutes into the match. Through 30 minutes now, and we are trying to defend our lead, so we're going to go demand more. We haven't seen much from Southampton, just a couple of set-piece opportunities here and there, but by the same token, we haven't created a whole lot of key chances or highlights ourselves. Fontana's picked up a yellow card. We'll keep an eye on that in the second half. But at half-time, very, very even. 2 shots, 2 on target, 50% of the ball for Southampton. Ditto for us, 2 shots, 2 on target, and 50% of the ball as well. Assertively, I'm going to say we've got to guard against complacency now. We know Southampton are going to come after it a little bit. We're going to stay on positive, though. I think it kind of benefits us if they push on. We stay positive, play a little bit deeper, drag them into forward spaces, and then hopefully hit them on the counter. But it may be back to the wall job trying to defend this 1-0 lead. Ball wide out left now to Pinegar, who is the starting left-back for the England national team. To keep an eye on him for ages as a wonder-kid left-back when they weren't playing him, but just could never afford him. Southampton wanted, I think, like £120 million, and he's nearly scored there as well. Backstick ball just headed over the crossbar. Corner out, Bloor to take. Puts his left foot around it. Mokhtar's in there, and it's an excellent finish from Almedi Mokhtar. We saw an excellent clearance for him to help set up, or at least start that passage of play which Rivera scored from. And he's powered home ahead of there, trying to prove himself, I guess, as the best wonder-kid Dutchman in that defensive line. And we haven't seen much production from him from a goal-scoring capacity, but that was an excellent run and excellent finish to give us a 2-goal advantage. Through the hour mark now, so let's have a quick look at our subs. I'll hit pause. And then there's a couple of players struggling. Oh no, Henry, interestingly, not playing particularly well. We might bring on Gary Lester. I'm not going to change both midfielders. We'll let David Lind see out the match, given that he is fully fit. And then for the other one, even though he hasn't played poorly, I might take off Elliot Bloor and we'll give Larry Ortiz a bit of a spell. And then if we get to the last 10 minutes and Fontana still on the park, we might give Berber some time as well. I have faith in you. Get out there, make a difference. And then let's also use Old Faithful to get creative shout after an hour. Seems to always do the trick in terms of focus and inspiration. Wide throw. Was that a throw-in or a free kick from Descalms? Now Angelini closes it down. Descalms backstick towards Pinegar. He's going to try and get it back on his left foot, and he does indeed. It's his first goal of the season for Southampton, and it's his first ever senior goal as well, to be fair. A good strike, but we left him alone for quite a while. You can see the ball across there. Good close down there from Winter. Descalms puts it back across, and then it takes us forever to switch and try and get across to him. And he just takes a touch, lines it up, gets it on his left peg, and rifles it past Mancini to set up a very tense last 20 minutes or so. Corner to be taken by Ortiz now. Look towards Mokhtar again, but Emilio comes out and claims they've left 2 forward. Gonna have to be wary of that in this last few minutes. Lima, now Soleimani on the right-hand side. Demamors, who I think they picked up from maybe Real Madrid a couple of seasons ago. Descalms, left-hand side. Mokhtar with a good header away. Back into Loader, pinballing around, and Ashley Bartle has gotten an equalising goal. Second goal of the season for him. We're going to check this out in 3 dimensions. Is that Danny Loader, who consistently scores against me at all different levels, who's been at like Reading and Chelsea and a whole bunch of different places? Descalms with the ball in. Mokhtar does well to get it away, and then Lind maybe a little bit slow closing the possession down. And in the end, Esteban took a little touch, which pretty much just laid it off for Bartle to rifle home. It's not great, and it might mean that we make a quick change. Bartle doesn't look at all impressive in any way. Is it Danny Loader? It is Danny Loader. Danny Loader is one of those players that's just the bane of my existence. Let's go tactics. Let's go attacking. 10 minutes remaining, and then let's make that last sub. Berber can come on for Fontana just because of that yellow card. And then passionately, we might say we have faith. And I'm also going to tell the wingbacks just to push on a little bit more. You know what? The wingers can do the same thing. Let's get a bit more aggressive and really go after it for this last 10 minutes. Obviously, what we've been doing hasn't quite answered the question in the second half with them scoring a few goals. Descalms comes flying forward here. Lima, Demamors, now Pinegar with the strike, thankfully. That was a proper defender's finish, well and truly ballooning over the crossbar. 10 minutes remain. We're going to use our demand more shout as well. It would be such a shame to take a 2-0 advantage and throw it away. But they do have a free kick here. It's pinballing around just beyond the far post. I think we had it covered. 5 minutes of additional time to be added on. I might throw in one more get creative if we can in the last couple of minutes, but the time is flying by and the referee has called full time. It was very even at half time. We might have invited too much pressure in the second half. 13 shots, 5 on target, 50% of the ball for Southampton. 4 shots, 3 on target, 50% for ourselves. Throwing away a 2-goal lead though, never good. I'm going to calmly say, everybody thought we'd get beaten and you proved them wrong. I guess we'll take that. But if you had offered me a draw before the game against the 10th place team in the league, I probably would have looked at you and thought, no, we're better than that. Does see us drop out of the top 6 as well. Oh no, sorry, we're still in 7th spot. Just looks like the European places are maybe changing just a little bit, depending on who's qualifying for what competitions. To stay on 30 points, 2 points behind Man City in 6th, 3 points behind Newcastle in 5th, 4 points behind Arsenal in 4th for that last Champions League spot. Super sub Bartle rescues Southampton. Yeah, I guess that's frustrating. Rivera gets the man of the match award for his fantastic run and goal. And he's 1 goal away from 15 league goals this season, which gets him 100k, which I forgot that I'd put in his new contract. We'll give the little Mexican a bit of praise though. Superb front of goal last time out. It was a great run and a great finish. Alright, and I messed up a little bit. And I don't know how I messed up a little bit, because apparently we're not in the first knockout round first leg, which is probably why it wasn't showing in my calendar. I think all of the third place teams or the second place teams go through first, and we maybe get a bye. Yeah, it looks like that might be the case where we get a bye in the first knockout round. We'll play one of Sassuolo or Southampton, who just beat us, which is very interesting. And there's some tough teams on that side of the draw. I don't know if it gets recalculated and redrawn after each knockout round, or if this is effectively an actual tree. It says NA, so maybe that means it gets recalculated. I don't know. That's all very, very confusing. And the schedule doesn't really have anything about the first knockout or the second knockout round draw. Oh, it is. It's not for ages. It's not until February. So we've got miles before we know who we're actually going to play in second knockout round, which is ridiculous. But I guess it does get redrawn, so maybe we don't play Sassuolo or Southampton. Well, I mean, that's all a bit underwhelming, isn't it? I thought we were going to get the excitement of a draw. I'm going to leave the thumbnail the way I've already done it. And I guess at least we know we're into the knockout stages. But Jesus, that's just such a weird way to do your competitions. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. That is the part that I appreciate the most. The continued support we're getting on the channel, the guys like David Barnett in the comment section, pretty much every video. I do appreciate all that stuff a tremendous amount, so thank you all. But more than anything, I just appreciate you guys watching. That's the part that means the most to me. As always, I've been Sean, and I'll see you all again in the mixer.